Future gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara Today we're talking about how we can amplify ourselves into our highest timeline and avoid negative circumstances of our manifestation. If we're really thinking about tapping into the new earth energy and that frequency, we gotta understand how to break the matrix trapping us, okay? And a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to override the system, and that's when they start to glitch. I will notice this in my own life, okay? If I'm too in my own world and I'm separating myself from everybody, what's happening is I'm slowly peering away, right, from the matrix. So this mentality will help you break out of the matrix, okay? This mindset will help you to hop into your highest timeline ever. And the concept is called win, 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 okay? It's a triple win. It's not a win-lose mentality. I'm gonna win, someone else has to suffer because I'm winning. It's like I win, they win, and the universe wins ultimately, okay? You know, let's say my music or whatever. Now, if I share one of my songs with a big artist, right, and they repost it or something, or they talk about it, it's already gonna catch fire, right? But think about this, right? They're influencers, but people who are influencers aren't really influential, right? A lot of them. Yeah, they look good, they have tattoos, they're on a beach, you know, they're doing cool shit, but it's like, are you really influencing? Or can you move mountains? Can you move people through your words? And on social media, can you allow people to recognize there's something different about you, that you're peering over the edge and you're doing something very unique, you see? Or are you just like every other streamer, every other person out there? No, you got to bring forth that originality, and through your own unique fingerprint, your own soul code, in a sense, your flow code, your flow blueprint, as you start embodying that part of you where you're winning, but you're also letting others win with you. Now, how do you do this, okay? When you mediate other people's visualizations for them, you take on the creator consciousness. Let me say that again. If you are mediating someone else's visualizations outside of your own, let's say for instance that Kodak Black is currently making a new song, right? He's making a new album or whatever. Now, if I visualize that I am Kodak, waking up in the morning, thinking of a new idea on his album or whatever, right? I am now a part of that narrative or that reality. Why? Because everything is connected, right? The collective unconscious is connected. And so the stuff that you see in dreams is just your own subconscious mind, you know, trying to purge or trying to heal or trying to relieve stress. It's trying to do something, right? Always understand this. So I don't just visualize for myself, I visualize for my tribe, so we can rise together and manifest together. You know, in that podcast, IMC TV, I was saying that the aliens are laughing at us because we aren't manifesting together in groups. Right, this is why PrimalSutraMysterySchool.com is so important, okay? Go and sign up for the Adept program, because that's where I can help you attain this kind of flow state mastery within yourself, okay? I teach you the occult secrets on how to do this, how to tap into ultra instinct, how to be your greatest avatar. Now, it's all depending on how we're thinking, right? Because the collective unconscious, a lot of people that you're around are breaking down your manifestations. What do I mean by that? They're adding their own words to it and it's messing up. Okay, so this is why I never really speak about my manifestations. I only speak about my manifestations as if it's already happened. I speak my reality that I want and that I truly prefer into my existence. It takes a little bit of suspension of disbelief, you'd call it, right? Like when you're watching a really good movie, you kind of have to forget you're watching a movie in order to really enjoy the movie. So in order for you to really enjoy this life, you kind of have to be like, wow, I'm in it. Like, I'm in this first person picture. This is my movie and everybody's in it. And I have to allow, it's like that main character energy that I talk in my book TPM about, right? TPM, theatrical plasticity method. So number one, visualizing for others. Number two, stop clinging to the way that you think things should be. Okay? Yeah, sure, you can have your own values, you can have your own culture, you can have your own doctrines, you can have your own industry. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, are you imposing your will on other people so that they are getting more stuck? Because that's bringing you negative karma, actually. You forcing your ideas on somebody else when they choose to not want to even adopt that or lean into that. Let's just say it's an ineffective form of leadership, okay? A leader that I want to follow maintains that balance of charisma. They're not too serious, they're not too playful. They're right in the bridge in between. Man, this morning I did not want to train at all. I don't know how I biohacked my way to training. Seriously, man. I played subliminals, electrolytes, lime juice, hot water, just anything that I could get my hands on to boost my energy up in that moment. Wow, it was a whole ordeal, but I made it happen, And I think it was meant to happen because now the energy feels much more settled in my system, Also, after I kickbox, I just feel this sense of I need to stretch. So I stretch beforehand, stretch afterwards. I don't think we look at this life like it's a warm-up anymore. And I think that's a big issue, actually. When we're doing certain tasks, right, even when we're sitting down to work, you're not warming up, right? And what do they say when you're working out, right? When you don't warm up, you get injured, right? It's the same thing when you're not tapping into work, you're actually injuring your progress. You see, but if you're anchoring yourself to work, like you're clapping your hands before you work, or you're playing some classical music, lo-fi, hip-hop, or whatever, you are, locking the door. Maybe you're just meditating, closing your eyes for 10 seconds, and then you begin. You're doing some kind of ritualistic maneuver, right? And when you look at that, it takes you from the mundane to the magic. Because imagine this, regular, bland, vanilla sex, or tantric, mind-blowing orgasms. Which one would you choose, I would choose the latter because again, it's a win-win-win. It's a win for me, it's a win for her, and it's a win for the universe. Why? Because we're both deprogramming ourselves through making love. Get what I mean? And then using sex magic to manifest. Whereas it's just oh yeah, I just want to get my rocks off, bro. It's a lower level mentality. You see what I'm saying? It's not adding to the collective at all. Yeah, okay, it's good to have pleasure, whatever, man, But we are that. We are that bliss. We are that love. We are that pleasure. We are that ecstasy. You just gotta access that and stop seeking it and craving it. Exonerating your own sense of lack and scarcity. Instead, you have to take that lack and scarcity off of its high horse. You've given it enough importance. Now it's time to give abundance importance. Now it's time to lean into your strengths. Your whole life, you've been told what's wrong with you. Now it's time to focus on what's right with you. And that's exactly why I chose to study positive psychology. Because I knew that this was one of the cheat codes to the Matrix, guys. As soon as I understood that what I focus on grows, I went that route. So I could have studied many disorders and way, dysfunctions happen in the brain and how horrible, people's lives are. But what is that adding to the collective? More intellectualization, more logical constraints in the mind, right? More limits and limitations because of the knowledge that traps instead of the wisdom that enhances and amplifies. Unapplied knowledge is very, very dangerous, man, because you're just going to be a consumer. I'm a consumer, but my creations override my consumption. You guys get that? What I'm doing with my energy, my time, my momentum overrides my choosing to eat a piece of candy or something, right? Even I think my mom asked me like 5 times to eat this like dessert thing. And I was like, no, every time. No, but you don't get it anywhere before. It's so rare. But it's nice, but it's lit. You can think of 1,000 different ways to try to convince me, but I'm not gonna eat it. You know? And that's that. It's not being stubborn, bro. It's having very healthy boundaries. You guys get the difference? Stubbornness is just like, I'm not willing to listen to anybody. I'm just going my own way. I'm willing to listen to people. You know, I'm willing to get feedback. But if that feedback isn't serving me, ultimately I gotta use my discernment and go, nope, I'm gonna persevere anyway. I'm going this way. If you wanna come with me, come join me. But if you're not, then I'll be on my way. Okay, that's the energy. And I want you to think that you're bringing the troops with you, almost. You're bringing people with you as you're going your own way. Because if you do things for the benefit of the collective, it is gonna break the matrix, okay? So you know how you say, to become a Buddha for the benefit of all, right? I'm not doing it just for myself, right? I'm enlightened, so what, right? Only me, little old me got enlightened. When that enlightenment starts to spread across humanity and other people are getting awakened, either by watching these videos or, you know, gathering these downloads, or all of a sudden they understand this new reality of this flow state matrix that we're all in, right? We're in an attention economy. We're all in this thing together. Maybe we want to lead like a Aubrey Marcus style life. However, we don't really know how to get there, or we haven't really, you know, formulated a plan. But let me tell you this. What if I were to tell you that you're too lopsided? What do I mean by that? You're either too left-brained, too right-brained, too masculine, too feminine. Okay? You need it's the yin and the yang, right? In the yang, there's still a little bit of yin. That's what causes that balance, that harmony, right? That complementary nature. But if we disassociate from parts of ourselves, repress parts of ourselves, what's happening to our harmony? We're creating more discord. So I work with Harmonia, she's a goddess, but then there's also Discordia, right? Who's also like, maybe, it sounds like her evil twin in a sense, right? One creates harmony, one creates discord. What do you want, right? The main difference between New World Order and New Earth is New World Order is trying to create a trap. New World is creating more opportunity. You guys see that? If it's like, we're gonna teach kids sex education from, you know, kindergarten or whatever, and we're going to, you know, make the whole world corrupt and just put all these corrupt politicians in the front line, and on the other side, you have people talking about, you know, flying cars, different technologies, different enhancements, and there's those people, right? People who are actually visualizing and improving the collective through their visualizations, right? Then there's the dark visualizers, right? The people who are imagining these evil or dark things, or maybe people with mental illness or intrusive thinking who's having visualizations. It's like that kind of thing they're putting into the collective, right? More and more of it. Whereas if they were to override that negativity with positive intention, it would save them so much of that low energy, right? Like, once I understand to get back into that positive momentum of gratitude expansion again, I know I have a choice and a freedom. I know that whatever decision I make is gonna change my state. I'm always a moment away from momentum. So whatever I choose to do, even just this, you know, just being weird like this, just, okay? Doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, people will look at you like, what is he doing? Why is he stretching like that? Yo, I want to be my most free and expressive self. You see what I mean? So if I have to go like this, and some old woman is looking at me in the grocery market like, why is that guy stretching like that, or whatever? Like, that's their own projection of me. What am I gonna do, yo? Am I gonna stand with my back pain? Am I gonna move that energy around, right? Despite whoever is looking at me. this inner self-talk thing really has to drop. Like, what are people thinking? What am I going to do next? What about, you're thinking too much about what other people think of you, not enough about caring actually for others. You see, them thinking about you is still me, me, me. You thinking about yourself and about others by you improving yourself as you cause ripples, that's different. It's a very small shift or a subtle nuance, right? But it changes everything. The way that you perceive something is the way you receive something. So when you can finally understand it, it's not just a win for me. It's a win for them too, and it's a win for the universe. We all win together. We're all gonna make it. I'm going to enlighten everybody. Let's take it's like the whole energy bus mentality. I don't know if you guys ever read the book Energy Bus, right? It's like that whole mentality of like, let's get this energy bus moving, right? We need some kind of a positive attitude. Leadership with positive attitude transcends, right? It starts to merge and change. But leadership that's kind of like diffuse and argumentative and hostile, and the staff members are all just like, they have bad values, and they're all like, talking behind each other's backs. Like, you got to notice the difference between higher vibration, lower vibration energy. You can definitely tell, right? And oftentimes people don't do the inner work. And that's not to say that they don't do therapy, because it's like, they do therapy, but they're not really doing inner work, right? Most therapists are just drug peddlers, bro. They're just gonna give you a pill and tell you come back next week, okay? Are they gonna really care and sit and talk to you and like really resonate? Like, I resonate with the people who come into my clinic, right? Into my happiness studio and ask me about anxiety, because I've been there before. You see? It hits my heart when I see someone else suffering with the same issue that I used to struggle with. And I've come back, I've gone on the hero's journey to come back with the elixir of life to deal with this anxiety thing. That's how I created the imagery of the Makara. That's what really helped me to transcend. You see, we also have something called a core wound antidote movement. And I discovered mine today. It was the Vajrasana, where I'm bent back because I'm putting all the energy and intention into my legs. You guys see that? Even wall sits would probably be a good one for me to get out of the schizoid archetype of bioenergetics. But if you don't know what I just said there, ask me about the core wound, okay? I'll give you the process. Anyway, have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it to the upward spiral, gang. May we never be the same again. Let's all heal and ascend, baby. Let's go.